Hi, I'm Matt with Meat Church. It's Easter this weekend, so let's make a honey and brown sugar smoked ham. Hallelujah. Like I said, Easter coming up this weekend. A double smoked ham is probably the easiest thing you could ever make in your entire life. I see tons of these every year for Easter. We've done this before a couple years ago on this channel. We took what we have here, basically it's an already smoked spiral sliced ham. We actually bought it at our local Walmart. It's 9 pounds and was like just under $25. So it's really inexpensive, feeds your whole family. Usually provides a bunch of leftovers that you can turn into sandwiches and other things. But a few years back, we did the exact same thing. And we took some cherry preserves and some Texas pepper jelly and made a great glaze. Today, what I thought, let's go a little different flavor profile. So we're gonna use a recipe that's off Traeger Grill's website, and we're gonna make a glaze at the end with one of their barbecue sauces, some brown sugar, and some pineapple juice. Let's jump in really easy. So again, just about a 9-pound ham. We've got a lot of seasonings here in the Meat Church arsenal that are awesome on ham. So honestly, it's really hard to decide what to season it with. But I was encouraged to go with our OG Honey Hog. This was one of our first 2 rubs that ever came out, our first 2 seasonings, this and Holy Cow. Came out on the same day back in 2014, and it's definitely extremely popular across the country. So it's a standard kind of barbecue flavor profile with honey powder added for sweetness. A lot of them have come out since we put this one out, but this one is awesome. You can eat it straight out of the bottle. My kids love it on popcorn. This is pretty wet coming out of the bag. It does come with the glaze. We're not using it. We pitched it. I haven't put any binder on here because it's, like I said, pretty wet actually coming out of the package. So it's hard to hurt this with the amount of seasoning you'll use. So I'm pretty much just going to hammer this with our Honey Hog. And it's okay to kind of open up some of these spiral slices and get some seasoning in there if you want as well. Already looking really good. I want to let that adhere. It'd be okay if you guys did this on the Saturday night before Easter and let it sit in your fridge overnight if you want. But I love to let it adhere for at least 15 minutes or an hour if possible. So I'm gonna give this a few minutes to get, you know, nice and adhered, and then we're gonna jump into cooking. Well, the seasoning is nice and adhered, so let's talk about cooking. Today we're cooking on a Traeger Timberline XL, one of my favorite cookers. Obviously, you guys can cook this on whatever you like. We're gonna roll 250 degrees. Again, this is reheated, so you can cook it low or hotter depending on your time frame or how much smoke you want to impart into it. But 250 is kind of like my universal smoking temperature, so it's what we're running with today. And this is gonna be 3.5 hours. I'd plan 3.5 hours cook time at that temperature. If you need it done quicker, you certainly can increase the temperature if you like. If you want more smoke, go lower temp. We're using hickory pellets today. Other great choices would be pecan. If you like lighter smoke, go with a maple, alder, or fruit woods are nice for pork, such as cherry particularly gives you good color, good flavor, so kind of use whatever you like. But wood is an ingredient, so make sure you pay attention what you're pairing with your meat. All right, so before we go in, I'm gonna use a meter thermometer so I can monitor this with my app, and I'm gonna take this meter probe just kind of down here in the thicker part. I want to get it away from that bone. Gonna go in the Traeger. So my goal here is to get this to about 140 degrees internal temperature. We're gonna make a glaze, as I mentioned earlier, and we'll start basting like an hour and a half into the cook and just kind of let it run until we're done cooking. Now the ham's cooking, let's make our sauce. And as I mentioned in the beginning, whatever flavor profile you like, but this one sounds really delicious to me. The base of it is Traeger's honey and brown sugar barbecue sauce, so we're gonna amplify that with a couple cups of brown sugar. I'm gonna use half a cup of pineapple juice, and we're gonna go about half a bottle of this. Measure with your heart or your taste buds. So we're just gonna stir it up, and then the great thing about the Traeger Timberline XL is that it's got an induction burner built on it, so I can do all my cooking outside, and the wife doesn't get pissed at me that the house smells. So we're gonna go over here, and all you're gonna do is warm this up till it comes together, is all we wanna do. And then you can start basting this ham at whatever point you want. Now, obviously there's a lot of sugar in here, but the temperature's low, you know, so I'm kind of mindful of not wanting to baste too soon. I want that ham to get a lot of good smoke before I put this on there. So I usually start, I mentioned earlier, 90 minutes. You can even go a couple hours because this is going to be 3 to 3.5 hours. So we'll probably be a couple hours before we put this on, but let's go heat it up. All right, our sauce is nice and warm. Woo! Good Lord, that looks sexy. We're a couple hours into this cook, and then look, there's no need to be clean with this. Like, just mop it on. Do this as early and often as you like. So I'll do this 3 or 4 times during this cook, just to add you're layering flavor profiles with this. So very easy, like I said in the beginning, and honestly very delicious. Well, it's been just over 3 hours. My Meter 2 Plus has told me that the ham is over 140 internal temperature, so let's pull it off. Look at that. Well, she's hot, so we're gonna let her cool off and see how we did. Well, the ham's cooled down, so we can finally jump in. And just kind of recapping this thing, it's obviously smoked when you buy it, already cooked, so you're just reheating it. I was taking it to 140, ended up, I think, at like 142. Glazed it several times along the way. It smells awesome, by the way. You know the cool thing about making a cooking video? I can cut this however I want because I'm not serving this to my family. So I think I'm gonna cut this like a gyro. Still nice and warm. I want to get some outside stuff so I get that awesome sauce on there, which is the first thing you taste, by the way. That sauce is delicious. I had so much ham growing up. I'm not much of a ham guy. I got asked for years to make a ham video, and I didn't want to do it because I don't eat a whole lot of it. But I have found that now my younger kids love ham, and they request it on Easter. 25 bucks, super easy. You can live the rest of your life while you're cooking this. Made easy with the Meter 2 Plus that alerted me when it was time to pull it off. Super easy. But this is, I mean, God, this is so easy with the honey hog on it. Amazing flavor. The easy peasy sauce we put on it. Again, probably the simplest thing you could ever make in your entire life. If you want an alternative to this, we've got lamb videos on this channel as well. Lots of other options for you guys for Easter. Hope you have a great Easter weekend with your family. Like and subscribe. Your subscriptions are what allow us to continue to bring you these free how-to cooking videos. We'll see y'all next time.